The historic Cotton Bowl Stadium is ready for a USL Super League showdown as Dallas Trinity FC face Brooklyn FC. It's a rematch of the full finale with the home side Dallas Trinity seeking to avenge 2 defeats at the hands of Brooklyn FC. Jessica Charm and Christine Cuba, our entire crew, welcome you to coverage on Peacock. Today's visitors, Brooklyn FC, come in storming at the top of the league.
They're in first place right now. Dallas Trinity in 4th place. That means they are in and above the playoff line. But look who's right below them. Tampa Bay Sun, 1 point behind. Dallas needs to get some points today.
And as we know, as we get deeper into the season, that table really matters. Brooklyn FC, Dallas Trinity FC have met twice so far this season. Brooklyn has the bragging rights. 2 victories, and Dallas Trinity haven't scored against them.
They have not scored once, and what's even more crazy, Dallas has scored 2 or more goals on every single team in the Super League except Brooklyn.
They just need to find the key to breaking down Brooklyn today. Dallas Trinity FC, the pivotal part of their forward line is the way that they divvy out the goal scorers. 10 different scorers. That's an exciting part to be.
They share the wealth. They are so unselfish, and it is hard to defend a team that has so many goal scorers like Dallas does.
And actually, Dallas Trinity have added another goal scorer over the winter break that just continues to add firepower to the front line. A Texas legend, Lexi Missimo, and she's already found the back of the net.
How about this? She scores in the first few minutes of her debut. She's a dynamic, energetic player. She got invited to the U.S. Women's National Team Futures Camp. She's going to need to create more opportunities tonight.
Well, for Brooklyn FC, head coach Jess Silver continually praises her team's coachability and work rate. It's leading to some fantastic figures on the score sheet. 8
games undefeated. Their last loss was in October. She empowers this team, empowers these women. She comes out with great and brilliant tactics for the game, and they are embracing it.
And one of those players that is thriving under the leadership of Jess Silver is Mackenzie Pluck. She opened her Super League account 2 weeks ago with this rocket of a strike against Tampa Bay Sun.
Just another quality goal scorer for this Brooklyn side. She's going to pick up in place of Isabel Cox, who retired, and just a laser of a volley right there.
Dallas Trinity FC's backline are going to have to watch her tonight. It was a fiercely contended full finale just a few months back, and today's matchup is set to be just as exciting. Dallas Trinity FC look to bounce back, hosting top of the table Brooklyn FC. It's coming up next on Peacock.
It is not the critic who counts, not the one who points out how the strong woman stumbles, or where the doer or deeds could have done better. The credit belongs to the woman who is actually in the arena, so that her place shall never be with those cold and timid souls, who knew neither victory nor defeat.
This is UT Southwestern Medical Center, and this is where a spark happens. This is the teamwork that fuels it, the mentors who shape it. And this is where it comes together, with this care team connecting the dots, all leading up to this moment right here at UT Southwestern, where discoveries change lives. And this spark is just the beginning. Follow your spark at UT Southwestern, the future of medicine today.
Yeah, trick. I said what I said. I'd rather be famous instead.
Welcome back to the historic Cotton Bowl Stadium with Week 23 of Super League action set to finish in style. Dallas Trinity FC hosts Brooklyn FC in what is always an impressive contest. For head coach Pauline McDonald, Dallas Trinity FC looks like this, Christine Cuba.
They're going to be in a 3-5-2. If we notice Bolt, number 16, she's getting her first start. Brooks holding it down in that center mid. We've seen her shift back defensively to fill in for others. Now she's back at midfield. February Team of the Month. She brings so much versatility.
It's all about the firepower up top, looking to score Dallas Trinity's first goal against Brooklyn FC. It's a Brooklyn FC for head coach Jessica Silva that looks like this.
Kroger's going to be the one to hold down that center mid. February Team of the Month. And we see Pantoso back there. Left mid, she's such a strong defender. Her, Hill, and Pickard, they're going to want to get a shutout today.
They're always looking for a defensive unit. Purcell getting the start in goal. Head coach Jess Silva always talking about the coachability of this team, and it's always down to the players on the pitch. But some of it is due to the locker room.
Oh, for sure. I mean, she brings such respect. We love enjoying and talking to her. She just brings so much to the game and is such a good face for the Super League.
The humility also, of course, very important. Brooklyn FC unbeaten in 8, but they still have more to do. Dallas Trinity FC getting ready inside their home stadium. Disappointed with the result that they're coming off, a 1-0 loss versus Spokane. Head coach Pauline McDonald spoke to us about just needing to find their rhythm, needing to get back into this game, but also utilizing home field advantage.
That's going to be the key for them today. And I love talking to Coach Pauline McDonald about her tactics, her game plan, and the players react. Whatever she writes up on the board, they do on the field, and that's a coach's dream.
We've got a huge 90 minutes ahead of us from the Cotton Bowl. Always an exciting environment to play the beautiful game in. Brooklyn FC getting their last looks together. Wonder what they're talking about right now, Christine Cuba.
I think today, big thing is to score goals. They're coming off of the 0-0 tie last week. They want to be able to score. They want that confidence back.
Our referee in the middle today is Jaslyn Metz. She will look to control the flow between two physical and competitive sides. And the final match of week 23 is underway from the Cotton Bowl, with Dallas Trinity in the maroon jerseys taking that kickoff and sending it long. Jessica Charm and Christine Cuba, our entire crew welcome you to USL Super League on Peacock. Hannah Davison getting ready to throw this one into play. A looping throw. It's headed out of bounds. As we mentioned in the open, Christine, for Dallas Trinity, this is the one side that they haven't been able to break down. Is that a credit to the way that Brooklyn FC defends, or is that something Trinity need to do better when they play Brooklyn?
So Brooklyn does a good job at defending, and defending starting with their forwards. Their forwards are the first ones to start the pressure, and then they all fall in back behind that. So that's what makes it so hard to score on them.
It's interesting to see Brooklyn getting pressed this time by Dallas Trinity. It's Mackenzie George trying to shield that ball, ended up earning a throw-in that Sasha Pickard will take. In fact, it ended up being a free kick. Pickard. All the way back to Niku Purcell in goal. The goalkeeping union talk has been really interesting in Brooklyn. Jess Silver has told us time and time again she is so blessed to have 3 incredible goalkeepers to pick from. We're going to look at the opposite goalkeeper right now, with Madison White coming to scoop that one at the edge of her box.
And as you know, in training, especially as goalkeepers, you're often sent off to the side, right? 2, 3 goalkeepers, that's who you train with. When you have 3 quality goalkeepers going at each other every single day in practice, it's just going to elevate their gameplay.
Let's take a look at tonight's UT Southwestern injury report. You see, just 1 for Brooklyn. Dallas Trinity's injuries are mounting. Danielson, Gordon, Henriksen. Pauline McDonald, though, is preaching the next one up mentality with her squad build. Kroger, a heavy touch, uncharacteristic from Kroger. Attempted through ball. It's Ubagagu on possession. Lancaster, back to Ubagagu. Dallas Trinity Trinity FC doing a good job right now, Christine, of possessing the ball.
They are, and they're going to want to try and suck in these forwards of Brooklyn and then try and split the defense and play up through the middle.
First touch for Tamara Bolt. Bolt nicknamed after Usain Bolt, and here's that pace now. Tamara didn't quite have the execution on the cross, but Tamara Bolt, the Brazilian, is going to offer something different for Dallas Trinity on that right flank.
You see that pace already. Play her every time into space. Let her run onto it.
Tamara Bolt in her first start. One of those recent acquisitions for Dallas Trinity, who have a big hole to fill in Sam Mesa, who was such a dominant player in the first part of the USL Super League season. Not an easy player in any shape or form to replace. Gaziano. Back to Purcell in goal. Purcell very comfortable with the ball at her feet, which is so important in this Brooklyn strategy, as a big switch is headed away. And Bolt tried to challenge. Abioden and Bolt double teaming for the dispossess. Here is Abioden. So threaded ball forward is overhit. Purcell will claim. Last time these two sides faced each other back in December in the fall finale, it was a battle between 1 and 2 for that top seed going into the break. Brooklyn score a goal on a header. But for Dallas Trinity, since then, it just hasn't quite been the same. They need a result in a lot of ways today to reset their season.
And we saw that injury list, and that has to do with it as well. Players are stepping up and playing in positions they might not necessarily be the best fit for them individually, but best fit for the team at the moment. And I think that's what we've seen.
Coaching staffs always appreciate versatility, and a lot of that has had to occur for Dallas Trinity as an overhit pass is cleared away ahead of Luana Grabias. Bolt fighting for the ball from behind, was able to recover, and it's chipped forward by Brooks. Chasing this one down is Dallas Trinity. Thornton. Winding through traffic now as the ball's played across to Missimo, who finds Ubagagu! Slips its way into the back of the net. Dallas Trinity score their first ever goal against Brooklyn FC, and it's Ubagagu creeping it in.
What great possession by Dallas. Calm, composed, working the ball about, sucking in the Brooklyn defenders, and then they're able to lay it off. Ubagagu with another goal.
This makes Ubagagu's third goal on the season. Squirms under the arm of Nico Purcell. And I think that's one the young goalkeeper would want back.
A tough one for Purcell, right? Because she has the defender right in front of her, who I think blocks her vision a bit, and she has to react late to it. And Brooklyn will just go straight at Dallas at pace.
We talked so much before this game about Dallas Trinity FC's incredible front line, but the fact that Brooklyn FC's back line had been their Achilles heel. That has changed, and you can just feel a newfound confidence in the step of this forward line as Purcell is pressed high. Brooklyn FC will look for an instant response. Sheriff looking to press the defense of Weinbrenner, and Weinbrenner's able to scoop it clear. Referee calls a foul. Bolt the guilty party, and it will set up an instant opportunity to respond. Referee Jasmine Meds has something to talk to Bolt about, that like maybe she's a little too vocal in her dissent of the decision. Set pieces, an important faucet for Brooklyn FC now, and they haven't enjoyed any opportunities across the first 8 minutes from the run of play. It's Grabias standing over this one. Luana Grabias. Grabias drives it straight into the boot of Julia Dorsey. Grabias will get a second opportunity, but Mizimo's able to take it away. Nice quick feet by Abiodun, but her pass is wayward. We start to see some of the growing pains of Dallas Trinity having so many new faces into this starting lineup.
It's going to take a little bit just for them to get used to each other, used to playing with each other, and figuring out where each player is going.
Sasha Pittard will throw this one in and get it back from the bounce pass. She's dispossessed. Dallas Trinity are holding no prisoners today with their high press. Does fall to Pluck. Pluck opened her scoring account just 2 games ago against the Tampa Bay Sun.
Pluck needs to release that ball a bit sooner, especially with how Dallas is coming out so far today.
Scarpelli, colloquially known as Scarps. As a strike from distance loops over the crossbar. Brooklyn FC be a little too hasty with that strike from shots.
They can be a bit more patient, work that ball around a little bit. Get this Dallas defense moving from side to side, then the gaps will open up.
You just feel the difference that getting that goal has done for the atmosphere in the Cotton Bowl Stadium, though. You can just hear the drums, feel the environment. Jess Silva in an unfamiliar position right now. He's never trailed in the Cotton Bowl, never trailed against Dallas Trinity. Now we see what she can do tactically to adjust. The good news, of course, is there's plenty more ball game, but the bad news is Dallas Trinity continue to attack her side. Great switch to Ubagagu. Ubagagu hangs up the cross, and just unable to get anything on it was Tamara Bolt on the backside.
And look at how many players Dallas is sending forward. I mean, everybody is making runs. Bolt just missing that by a little bit. She's going to want that one back.
Tamara, the Brazilian, is already bringing the energy, though, on the field. A smart run. Just couldn't have the finish. Mizimo. Strike from Thornton. Just goes shy of the post, but Dallas Trinity right now lining up for opportunities in front of goal.
This is a different Dallas team than we've seen the past few weeks. They came out excited to play today.
Grabias running 1v1 with Dorsey. Grabias into the box. Luana Grabias cuts the ball. Was searching for the runner. Mackenzie George wasn't able to find her. Select, the official match ball supplier of the USL Super League and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us at us.select-sport.com for the latest Select product specials and more. Select, the player's choice. Giveaway, too cheap from Brooklyn. Lancaster was able to retrieve it. As Abiodun. Dallas are just a rapid team. They've had 3 goal scorers in the first 10 minutes of games this season. They like to be quick out of the blocks. Most recently, of course, Lexi Mizimo in her debut. Sam Mesa also in the first half of the season. Thornton. What that early goal tells me, Christine, is that they're a side that comes out motivated by Pauline McDonald and her crew's team talks.
And Pauline McDonald's so good with her tactics. And we've just felt like over the fall season into the spring, the players are reacting to her adjustments.
Brooks. A little frustration out of Brooks there with Ali Thornton. Didn't make the run that maybe she was hoping for. Would pass again. Brooks picks it up. Brooks assessing. Went for a strike, was shoulder charged. Free kick in a dangerous area again. Amber Brooks does really well to draw that free kick from Dana Sheriff.
Brooks moving up back into her natural center mid position. She's had to play back as sweeper and center D past few times just to fill in for some injuries. It's nice to see her get forward.
Tell she's thriving going forward as well.
She's not happy with the takedown, but she got forward.
See an opportunity from the dead ball, Niku Purcell. So he's already conceded once today. Want to make sure that she's able to get the perfect wall built here. Ubagagu is over on one side, joined by Lexi Misimo. It'll be Misimo. Plays it to Ubagagu down the channel. Well defended by Pantuso. And now the instant counter-attack is on. How quickly can they transition? Well recovered out the back by Weinbrenner. Madison White sends it back up the pitch.
Good recovery there by Dallas Trinity. Brooklyn is so deadly on their counterattacks.
You saw instantly the minute they cleared that ball
Yeah,
forward.
they're off.
Off to the races.
And especially when they play George on this right flank.
Lancaster draws the foul. This time it's Ali Pantuso. Pantuso, who, if you haven't followed Brooklyn FC on social media, has an amazing feature. Pretending to be Mia Hamm in a school conference and then becoming a professional soccer player herself. With it being International Women's Day yesterday, what a great moment it is to reflect on the growth of the female game in America and across the world, Christine.
And it's so great to see the players reflecting off the heroes that they grew up watching.
Who didn't want to be Mia Hamm, but what an issue here for Niku Purcell, who's holding the back of her leg. What's interesting about the bench today is it's not the usual goalkeeper on the bench. Would be a debut for Alexa Goldberg if she has to come into the action. Just getting her hamstring dealt with there. Sydney Martinez is the usual swapping goalkeeper with Niku Purcell. It's been a competition between those two. Martinez not on the bench today. He's away with the Puerto Rican national team. So keep eyes right now on Niku Purcell, because that could be a really big window of opportunity for Alexa Goldberg on the bench.
Jess Silva said she's lucky to have such a deep bench at the goalkeeper position. Not that she wants to use it and take out Purcell, but she has it.
She's talked about what a luxury it is. She feels like she's got three of the best goalkeepers in the league. We have seen some marvelous saves in the Super League this season. Get back underway here, just over a quarter of an hour gone from the Cotton Bowl. Jessica Charman, Christine Huber, our entire crew, thank you for being here with us. Madison White will trickle the ball into her boots. Don't miss out, Trinity fans. Join the team just over 3 weeks from now at our next home match. It's Pups at the pitch. So bring yourself and your furry friends to the Cotton Bowl on April 2nd as we take on DC Power FC. Get your tickets now for both you and your pup by scanning the QR code and by sending an email to tickets@DallasTrinityFC.com. Christine, you got a dog?
Oh, I don't, but I want to go to that game.
I have a pug. I want to bring my... I might have to fly my pug. Be a beautiful...
Pups and pugs.
Pups on the pitch. I love all the different innovative ideas that everybody in the front office are working to get people to the game, and who wouldn't want to be at the Cotton Bowl with cute dogs everywhere?
I wouldn't want to clean up afterwards, but...
Ubagagu has a goal already. As the ball over the top, a little bit of a panic clearance out the back, and unhappy with the way that her defense worked back there. Leah Scarpelli, not afraid to hold her side accountable.
And she's going to have to step up big and play quick today if Bolt is going to be on top of her like that. Scarps was not happy with the late poke in by Bolt.
Scarps probably also wants a little bit more support from her teammates. Dorsey throws it into Bolt, back to Dorsey. Missimo. Brooks splitting past Bolt just offside, and we've already displayed the Usain Bolt-esque pace. She's got to be a little bit more patient with those runs.
Well, now she's got to get back on side and then time it so she can get behind that back line.
Kroger, not seen enough of Sam Kroger on the ball today. Brooklyn FC's heartbeat. Hughes. Brooks.
Yep.
And this played back pass is dealt with.
Nobody home there.
Madison White able to communicate and dealt with it fairly well, but a bit of concern for Trinity as Hannah Davison warps it forward. Jacqueline Metz blows her whistle. A reset with a free kick for Dallas Trinity FC. Chip ball. Bolt will allow that one to trickle out of play. Trinity have a deep attacking throw-in. I think when you looked at this one coming into the game, maybe weren't expecting the dominance from Dallas Trinity over the first 20 minutes, but Pauline McDonald said that her side were ready, that she'd had a great week of practice, and it's displayed on the pitch as of now.
And they want to prove that they're one of the top teams in the league.
Great ball movement again as Brooks chipping it forward. Taken down by Missimo, who was onside. Our first corner. Dallas Trinity will send over Ubagagu to serve this in.
The speed of Dallas is really giving the Brooklyn defenders some trouble.
I think what's concerning about the speed is you've got pace all over the
Everywhere.
front line.
On both sides.
Ubagagu setting up the in swinger. Has the game leading goal as of now as Ubagagu puts it to the edge of the 6. Thornton can't settle. Kroger will clear away, but the transition is broken down tidily. It's a good step by Weinbrenner. Her pass, not the pass she would have desired, and then Scarps can't sort her feet out. Dallas Trinity have a throw. It's uncharacteristic right now, the lack of cleanliness in the Brooklyn FC possession.
They really haven't been able to keep the ball for more than a few passes.
We've displayed in our possession statistics, 62% in favor of the home side right now.
We also haven't seen Brooklyn play out their flanks too much either. Usually they're sending those balls deep into George.
Jacqueline Metz pauses play and offside. Called against Dallas Trinity FC. I guess that's part of the risk of the pace sometimes. If you jump the gun, the offsides will be raised, but the positive side for Pauline McDonald's side is they are getting those entries and deliveries to get called offside on.
They're doing a good job keeping possession, moving the ball, shifting from side to side as well.
White sends it long. Headed back by Kroger. Brooks will control. Amber Brooks has been everywhere on the pitch so far today. A little pressure was Dorsey. And then another wayward back pass. And that's happened twice now. Dorsey and White not quite on the same page.
Not on the same page, but it's also a little bit of where Brooklyn is funneling Dallas as well. They're not letting them switch the field. They're not letting them go to the other side. They're keeping it nice and compact. That's what Brooklyn's done all season long.
It was a corner kick, the difference between Brooklyn FC and Dallas Trinity FC the last time these sides met. Isabel Cox had that one. Be served in now. Over everybody, not quite the service that Pluck would have wanted. And out of play. Brooklyn FC still unable to create a shot in this game.
They really haven't even had any chances. They haven't been in the box much.
Ubagagu just flicks it a little further afield. Stays with Brooklyn FC from the throw. Pickard. Volleyed away. No nonsense clearance by Davison. The band as ever at the Cotton Bowl.
Always banging the drums there.
Just sets the atmosphere. I mean, I'm not from America, and even I know how historic the Cotton Bowl is. It's wonderful to see stadiums like this as part of the USL Super League inaugural season.
And to see the fan clubs that have just adopted these new teams in the league. Teams have done such a great job in their communities.
It's only year one. We're not even through
No.
year one, and I'm excited to see how much more the Super League continues to grow as Madison White clears that one out of play. It's bands, it's dancing. I think I could do that dance.
Yeah, you could probably do that dance.
I'm so glad we don't have cameras. Be a throw for Sasha Pickard. Pickard looping it into the boots of George. George has two defenders touched tight to her, and eventually Dallas Trinity swipe it forwards. Be capitalized by Lancaster. Missimo tried to launch it to Bolt. Scarps does a good job of getting up in the air. She is going to be one busy player tonight.
She really is. She is dealing with some pace on the opposite side.
A direct pass. Mackenzie George
Yeah,
with some thankless running.
They can't find George today.
You can just see in her body language a little bit of frustration as she tries to adjust with her forward line, maybe where they both need to go. Lancaster. Kroger's touch falls to Thornton. Ubagagu to Abiodun. I think you just have to praise Pauline McDonald and her side and all of the coaching assistants with just how clean this team looks in possession, with so many new faces in this team that have only featured 2-3 times in USL Super League. This looks like a team that has known each other for years. Late tackle comes in. George is able to push it forward into Sheriff. Sheriff with the early shot. And it's good hands by Madison White to collapse down to her side.
Good things happen when George gets the ball, whether it's an assist or a double assist. Good things happen. And right there, she's able to set that up to Sheriff. Cross needs to be a bit further out, but it's really White who reads it well to get that ball out of the air.
Dana Sheriff is a player that they should be looking for. Has 3 goals so far in the Super League. Missimo. Back to Brooks. Kroger able to dispossess Missimo, but Missimo gets it back. Ubagagu. Ubagagu trying to toy around the defender. She finds a pocket of space. Ubagagu cuts it back, earns a corner. Every Wednesday, listen to the USL Super League Game Week, a deep dive into all things Super League with hosts Marion Crowder and Anna Whitty. Follow along all season on the SiriusXM app. And Ubagagu has a goal, and she is not content with just a goal today. On this left-hand side, she looks like she's playing with so much fun. In swinging corner, put into the edge of the 6, headed up by Thornton. Just ended up underneath it.
That's a few balls right now for each side that have just gone far post with nobody there.
Addie Thornton, of course, has 6 goals on the season for this Dallas Trinity FC side. That's tied for 3rd in the Golden Boot race. It's Brooklyn FC trying to play through the pressure, but yet again, Dallas Trinity are able to push it back deeper into their defensive area. Bolt put a brave head in and did enough to earn a throw in, much to the displeasure of Brooklyn FC. George trying to get there ahead of Davison. Ubagagu combines with the defensive effort of Obiodun to knock it out of play. Obiodun Nigerian international. 6 caps for Nigeria, just 21 years of age. It's her 3rd appearance. Just looks very solid in that number 6 role.
Love the players and the pace of this Dallas Trinity team.
Kroger flicks it forward into Pluck. Pluck tried to thread the eye of the needle, wasn't able to do so. And Kroger gets it back to start through her back line. Pantuso to Purcell. Remember, Purcell was down on the ground stretching her hamstring. She'll send this one long, and by the looks of that ball, she is okay. Davison. Chasing this one is Tamara Bolt.
And here goes Brooklyn on the counterattack.
Gaziano. Long ball to George. Kinsey George has Davison defending her. She earns a corner. She actually ended up being a goal kick.
Makeup call from before, from the throw-in. Yeah, Jess, I kind of agree with you on that one. How is it possible?
It was a corner, wasn't it?
Yeah, it looked like it. But you see how Brooklyn is when they intercept the ball in the midfield. Their counterattack is so fast and so quick, and that's where they're able to score a lot of their goals.
White was caught under a little bit of pressure, keeps her ball short. Pantuso. Brock's got a deflection on it that put it into the pathway of Dorsey. Right now, I think for Brooklyn, the storyline is how to deal with this adversity. Some calls aren't going your way. You're disappointed that you've conceded. You're in a fairly hostile environment that's clearly rooting for Dallas. You've got to deal with all of those obstacles and get back to your playing.
I think it's important that they stick to their game plan. Stick with their forwards, starting that defensive pressure.
Mizumo to Ubagagu. Ubagagu, just a bit too heavy on the touch. Chima Ubagagu. Most recently played for Tottenham Hotspur in England. It's a storied career that features Real Madrid, Orlando Pride, Arsenal, Houston. She's a player that's been a lot of places and has found herself at home in Texas. Purcell boots that one forwards. Grabias can't settle. Forced to Mizumo. Mizumo. Did she time her run? Lancaster? No, she didn't. The naked eye, it looked fairly obvious that that one was going to get called.
Just a bit early on her run, and her timing with her midfielder there. Okay, it could be dangerous for Brooklyn if they're going to play a high line, a high defensive line against the speed and quickness of the Dallas forwards.
Ubagagu. Unable to clear it away, only as far as George. George trying to make a run forwards now as Gaziano. Grabias. And Grabias drags the shot, almost becomes a cross. There's Dana Sheriff at that back post that forces it out, and this time Brooklyn FC will have a corner.
We think it's a corner right now. But it's that build-up from Brooklyn, right? As soon as they steal the ball in the midfield, they are off to the races with speed, with pace.
Sam Kroger, one of the Brooklyn FC players represented in the February Team of the Month. It's been a standout in USL Super League this year. In-swinger coming. Kroger towards that front post. Bobbles around, no-nonsense clearance, but Kroger is able to control. Kroger with a little stutter step and then hangs it towards the back post. A bicycle attempt by Luana Grabias. Didn't quite get the read of the flight of the ball right. by Pickard. And here's Lancaster. Lancaster in her first start, just her second appearance, another new face that Pauline McDonald has integrated so quickly into the lineup. Lancaster combines to tackle down Kroger. Here comes Amber Brooks, streaming forward. Brooks trying to find the combination of Thornton and Tamara, couldn't do so.
Brooklyn doing a great job with communication on their back line. When to step, when to stay. They're doing it as a unit, and that's what's slowing down Bolt's runs behind the defense.
And it feels like after that goal, they've made the right adjustments to avoid conceding again. No doubt halftime adjustments will be made by both Jess Silver and Pauline McDonald. Two very tactically complicated and educated coaches.
Going to be some chess moves being made.
Davison throws it down the line. Thornton will chase. Kroger just has to swivel and clear further up the field. Hannah Davison. Kind of a movement ahead of her, loops it into the box. It's flicked forwards. Missimo works hard to recover. Missimo off the crossbar, rattles the woodwork. Lexi Missimo, with an eye for goal, comes close.
She has the green light, and that is exactly why. Just ricochets off that crossbar.
And then a foul called by Jacqueline Metz. It was Grabias that was hacked down in the end by Deborah Abiodun. Let's take a look back at that shot from Missimo.
This ball just looks like it is dipping, just not enough before it hits that crossbar. I mean, look at the spin on that ball. Purcell just doesn't even touch it at all. That's how much pace and velocity that ball is flying in with.
It's a wonderful effort by Lexi Missimo. Has one goal so far in a Dallas Trinity jersey. Players paused temporarily for Deborah Abiodun, who committed the foul and may see a yellow card. There's a yellow card in the hand of Jacqueline Metz, and not only will she receive a yellow here, but she'll also have to step aside to receive treatment.
That's the worst, right? You go down injured, and then you have to get a yellow card on top of it.
Abiodun, the Nigerian national team player. We did see in an earlier game the advantage that can come when you receive a free kick with a player off of the pitch.
Yes.
Lexington Sporting Club able to capitalize on a DC Power side. There was a player down. So we'll see if Kroger is able to replicate the earlier action from USL Super League. Kroger just having a word with Scarpelli. Scarpelli will take it instead. It's headed away, but only as far as Grabias. Bolt will control. It's not long. And away by Dallas Trinity. Gear up, Dallas Trinity FC fans. Show your team spirit with exclusive merchandise. Customizable jerseys are available now. Scan the QR code now to shop for the latest collection and support the team in style. Final 8 minutes of regulation in the first half. It was a really early start in the match with Ubagagu getting on the score sheet in the 6th minute of play. There's a long ball over the top. Pickard will have to play it back to Purcell. Ubagagu again, trying to challenge Gaziano. Gaziano gets a tangle with Lancaster. Jacqueline Metz says play on. Scarpelli driving forwards now. Threads a nice ball forward, but White's positioning Johnny on the spot to get there ahead of Dana Sheriff.
For Brooklyn, there just seems to be a lot of misconnections, right? George hasn't really touched the ball a lot. Garziano hasn't really touched the ball much at all. Not a lot of possession for Brooklyn, and you can tell they're not getting into the final third.
A player like Luana Grabias with 4 goals on the season. The closest she's come is a half-hearted bicycle kick effort. She has to get more service too. George. Defended well. An outside boot pass to Lancaster. Lancaster is offside. It might be an area that Pauline McDonough wants to talk about her side. There's been a couple too many offside calls against Dallas Trinity.
Yeah, and it's Brooklyn that's playing that high defensive line, and I'm only laughing because that is so hard to play a high defensive line against such fast players, right? You don't want a breakaway heading into Purcell. And Dallas hasn't even taken advantage of that yet, so.
Pickett down the line. Volleyed away. It's a risk versus reward with the high line.
Exactly.
If Dallas Trinity can find the right timing, it could be explosive.
Just very brave of Brooklyn. Dallas doesn't seem to have as much energy as they did when they first came out at the start of the game. Seemed to slow their roll down a little bit, slow the pace.
The tempo they were playing was definitely a lot. And here is some tempo. Thornton running through. Purcell had to be quick off of her line. 53 degrees right now in Dallas. So heat's not playing a role, just the amount of running. I'm sure the mileage on these players is significant.
Well, as you see Brooklyn play that high line, Purcell's a perfect goalkeeper to be in goal for that type of system. She likes to come off her line. She's very aggressive. She's not scared. As you see just before, she's able to pick up those through balls.
Nissimo, too heavy in her touch there. Garziano's able to get onto the end of it. Grabias. Grabias. Drops the shoulder, still in possession. Grabias winds up the cross and lands on the roof.
Not the best opportunity there for Brooklyn, but Dallas isn't really giving them anything else.
Looks like Grabias is showing some frustration. Maybe a corner kick off of a deflection. Mackenzie Pluck will serve it in. Deep as it's headed back into the danger zone, and in the end the header off of Kelsey Hill had to be well saved by Madison White. Just parried it onto the roof of her net.
Madison White had to dunk that over the crossbar just to keep it out of play.
Great awareness from the goalkeeper of her positioning. Sam Kroger will swing this one in, had an assist here in the Cotton Bowl on Isabel Cox's game winner. Kroger hangs this one high. Wagagu in a bit of dangerous territory there.
Tough push. One of the adjustments both teams have to make is just the corner kicks, keeping it in play because they're all going far post and nobody's really there. So you see White just slam dunking it over the crossbar.
I'm sure that one's taught at goalkeeper union school, but effective nonetheless.
You would know, not me.
George keeps it in play. Headed awkwardly down by Sheriff, couldn't find the target. But Brooklyn FC have a little bit of momentum with 4 minutes left on the clock in the first half.
They're gonna wanna try and lock Dallas in now. Do not let them escape in through the midfield.
White just taking some time here. She launches this one from the goal kick. George trying to play it forward into Sheriff, and just the story of the night so far.
Misconnections with Brooklyn.
Good ideas, wrong execution.
Yes, exactly. And that was the right run, but if Garziano continues making that diagonal run, George could actually go and hit a player off on the left side. It's just a little too predictable.
Madison White starts it back in goal with Purcell. Bolt presses high. Bolt gets it to Thornton. He just gets a little underneath it. Ali Thornton searching for magic number 7 on the season.
She really is. And just coming off that double team, able to get the ball off of Hill's foot there, but unable to keep this shot on target, under a lot of pressure.
Brooklyn FC's back line is being pressed. They continue to play their style of play though. George finds Pickard, who slides to keep it in. Sheriff trying to get it out from her feet, and foul is called against Dana Sheriff.
I think possibly arms up, so I think it's going to be a dangerous play on Sheriff because she was down on the ground around the ball, so no Dallas player was able to get it. So this will be an indirect kick.
Hannah Davison will be tasked with sending it forward as we hit the final minute of regulation time in the first half from the Cotton Bowl. Pickard, put back by Davison. Kroger recovers. Big switch. Finding the run of Scarpelli. Tamara with a really good recovery back to defend. We've highlighted her offensive efforts, but good to see her forward think defensively.
Of course, they want to be on both sides of the ball, up and down the field, especially with both speed and pace, and she has the skill to go with it.
Perfect combination to have the physical attributes, but also such great technical ability. The Brazilian excited to be here with this opportunity. Be 3 additional minutes of the first half to see if will be the lone Ubagagu goal. Gaziano, not said her name enough from a Brooklyn FC perspective as she places a beautiful switch over to Pickard. Pickard to Kroger.
Not much
She's got
there.
it in that locker, but probably a rushed hit from Sam Kroger. Will end up being a corner, so you buy a ticket to the lottery and it pays off. Samantha Kroger getting ready to in-swing this one again. Sam Kroger plays short, gets it back. Kroger just doesn't wrap her foot around that one enough, and it's uncharacteristic from such a quality player. Sam Kroger not having her best night at the office at the moment.
Must be a lack of altitude or anything. The ball is just flying. The select ball is going all over the place today. Not settled at all for either squad.
It is the 6th-minute goal from Chioma Ubagagu. That is the difference maker so far. And here comes Lancaster. Lancaster nails it home. Cameron Lancaster marks her first start with her first goal, and Dallas Trinity have 2.
Unbelievable first touch by Lancaster. She was able to control this ball, flick it up over the defender. And we talked about how Brooklyn is playing that high line and how Dallas is so fast and that they're going to be able to get behind them. And this is exactly what happened. Flick-on header there, 2 flick-on headers, a third with the touch to herself, and Lancaster calm, cool, composed, excellent finish.
It's a Route 1 goal, but sometimes you go Route 1 and it works.
3 headers that led to that ball, right? The flick on, another flick on, and then Lancaster using her head to flick it on. An excellent, excellent first touch. Sends her off into the races right by Purcell.
Also, mention of playing all the way to the final whistle. Very easy for a side that has a lead in stoppage time to slow down, to just focus on not conceding. That's not Pauline McDonald's mentality.
And they didn't seem to have as much energy in the now as they did in the very beginning. They kind of took the foot off the gas a little bit, but obviously not enough to still get that goal.
Jacqueline Metz blows her whistle. Half-time from the Cotton Bowl, and it's the home side that is soaring. It took them 3 times facing Brooklyn FC to break the deadlock, but they have 2 goals, one at the start of the half and one at the end of the half. Christine Huber, your thoughts?
Puts them up 2-0 at halftime against the #1 team, Brooklyn. And Brooklyn right now has to be a little bit stunned. They have to make some adjustments. They're unable to keep possession. They're really not getting into the offensive third much at all. And they're certainly not getting scoring opportunities. We're missing out on players. George isn't getting a lot of touches. Garziano isn't getting a lot of touches. So Jess Silver's going to be making some big-time adjustments at halftime. Let's see what they come out with.
Well, we're now joined by Dallas Trinity's Chioma Ubagagu, who got things started quickly in the 5th minute. Chioma, congratulations on the goal. What do you think contributed to your side's fast start?
Yeah, I think we've been really good at training this week about just starting with intensity, and we wanted to switch the field and attack. So I think we did that really well, and I was just happy to get on the end of Lexi's great pass.
To preserve this win now, come out in this second half, what's your game plan?
Yeah, I think we just got to finish the game as we start. I think we started really well. I think we're attacking really well. I think we're defending really well. But that was just 45 minutes, so we have to do it for 90.
Well, congratulations, Chiomona. Go enjoy your halftime break. Good luck in the second half.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
That was Chioma Ubagagu. It was an exciting first half of action from the Cotton Bowl, leading 2-0 into the halftime break. It's Dallas Trinity FC over Brooklyn FC. But we've still got so much more to come. Stick with us here on Kickoff.
Success doesn't come easy. It takes grit, hustle, and relentless effort. Every step forward brings you closer to greatness. This is your moment. Elevate your game. El Jimador, Spiked Bebidas.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
It is not the critic who counts, not the one who points out how the strong woman stumbles, or where the doer or deeds could have done better. The credit belongs to the woman who is actually in the arena, so that her place shall never be with those cold and timid souls, who knew neither victory nor defeat.
This is UT Southwestern Medical Center, and this is where a spark happens. This is the teamwork that fuels it, the mentors who shape it. And this is where it comes together, with this care team connecting the dots. all leading up to this moment right here at UT Southwestern, where discoveries change lives. And this spark is just the beginning. Follow your spark at UT Southwestern, the future of medicine today.
Move freely and feel the support with Compression Z leggings designed for ultimate comfort and recovery. Our premium compression wear helps relieve muscle soreness, promotes better circulation, and supports your every movement. Made with breathable, moisture-wicking fabric that stays odor-resistant and keeps you cool no matter how hard you push. Experience the difference with Compression Z. Use code Trinity20 to get your 20% off at www.compressionz.com.
Welcome back to the Cotton Bowl. The atmosphere is absolutely buzzing because the home side, Dallas Trinity FC, had the 2-0 lead over the league-leading Brooklyn FC. There's so much going on around the USL Super League. We've got stars building right now in this match, but Jasmine Hamid is breaking records across the USL.
She is just a scoring machine. 4 goals in 4 games. She's part of the February Team of the Month. Is there a team that's going to be able to stop her from scoring?
What's really incredible is that she is the 2-time back-to-back Player of the Month. No other player has done that yet. Lexington shut out Brooklyn FC, and now Brooklyn FC are being shut out against Dallas Trinity. That's going to be an area of concern, and the Derby Day ended in yet another draw. They just can't separate Fort Lauderdale United and the Tampa Bay Sun. Every Wednesday, listen to USL Super League Game Week, a deep dive into all things Super League with hosts Marion Crowder and Anna Whitty. Follow along all season on the SiriusXM app.
Marion, the Team of the Month of February was announced. We're breaking it all down on the show, but how would you rate this team?
I would rate it a 7 out of 10, and it might be our favorite 5-a-side that we've ever done. Anna, what was your favorite part of the show this week?
We had goalkeeper Hope Heisey on the show, and honestly, we both learned a lot about life, growth, and fingers crossed, we're getting her a book deal after this week.
Make sure you check it out game week. Right now, though, the game of the question is Dallas Trinity FC and Brooklyn FC. Dallas has the 2-0 lead. We're going to get into it more after this quick break.
Trinity fans, it will be just over 3 weeks until our next home match, so make your plans to join us now. We can't wait to welcome not only you, but also your furry friends back to the Cotton Bowl on April 2nd for Us at the Pitch. Get your tickets now for both yourself and your club by scanning the QR code or by sending an email to tickets@dallastrinity.fc.com. You can also find the QR code near the stadium exit for a special discount to our next home match. Calling all Dallas Trinity fans, we want to see your team spirit. Scan QR code to share your match comments with us for a chance to be featured on our official pages. Let's show the world our Dallas Trinity pride. Trinity fans, are you looking to make your match day experience unforgettable? Gather your squad and take advantage of our experiences. Cheering on the team in the tunnels and walkouts, to standing on the pitch during warm-up, or even taking your best shot on goal post-match. These are memories you'll never forget. Scan the QR code on the video board to get started, or stop by the Trinity table in the fan zone today to learn more. Trinity fans, you want the latest scoop on everything going on at the club? Sign Sign up to our newsletter by scanning the QR code now to hear about DTFC appearances, merch and ticket discounts, and be the first to hear about our new signings. Sign up today. Trinity fan facing south on the merch booth or fan zone outside of Gate G to show off your favorite team in style. You can find all your DTFC gear in one place, including youth sweatshirts, hats, and more. Don't want to miss any of the action? Scan the QR code now to shop our online collection.
Welcome back to the historic Cotton Bowl Stadium. We're on pathways for an upset right now. Dallas Trinity FC leading the league leaders, Brooklyn FC, 2-0. We're going to have a look at how we got to where we are with the highlight package, and it was a very fast start, Christine Cuba, for Dallas Trinity.
And it's Missimo involved in another goal-scoring opportunity for Dallas, and it's Ubugagu who gets the finish. Dallas just did a great job in possession at the beginning of that first half.
It was a brilliant start for Ubugagu, and you saw what it meant to them there. And then guess what? Ending the half just as strong as they started it. Route 1 football.
This goal is insane. Brooks gets a header. Thornton gets a flick-on header. Lancaster then flicks it onto herself from her header and is able to be calm, composed, and get this goal. I really love this. This was a team effort.
And Christine, you've talked all about the fact that the high line is risky. They displayed it there. Well, second half is right around the corner from the Cotton Bowl. Stick with us on Peacock. 45 left.
My mom and my grandma. I think they're really the reason why I got into sports, and I just love them, trust them. And they were all just to know. Pretty much why I named them. Some of my favorite female professional athletes are Maya Mata, Alex Morgan, everyone Bokoro, Abigail Shona, Selena Lewin, I love her solo. I've grown up with like watching her play. She's one of the best goalkeepers in the world. I would probably say Simone Biles. Simone Biles. I grew up watching Serena Williams. And it would be to be confident and believe in yourself, and no dream is too small. My message to the next generation of women is to always fight for your rights. Don't forget that. What I would say to this generation is dream is big dreams. So really, really big dreams. Chase them with that same momentum. Yes, my message to the next generation is I know we have same difficult right now, but it's getting better and it's definitely going to keep going. Never think
Welcome back to the Cotton Bowl, where fans are 45 minutes away from celebrating a Dallas Trinity FC victory and upset over Brooklyn FC. Jessica Charman, Hall of Famer Christine Huber, and our entire crew welcome you to the Cotton Bowl for USL Super League action on Peacock. As we see head coach Pauline McDonald for Dallas Trinity FC, she must be ecstatic with how her side have started.
They had an excellent first half. Those new players are really making a difference. This does not look like a fourth-place team. It looks like they want to dominate the league, and they're here to make a statement today.
There's a look at Ubagagu, who got things underway quickly, 6 minutes in, off of an assist from Lexi Mizamo. And Jess Silva knows there's a lot of work to do if they're to continue their unbeaten streak.
This is not the Brooklyn side that we've seen all year long. I'm sure she made some adjustments. I don't know if she's going to stick with that high line defensively or not. It can work, but it's tough against the pace of this Dallas team.
Our referee Jacqueline Metz has been busy. It's been a physical matchup, but fair between two sides that are highly competitive. Delighted that you're joining us all season long here on Peacock for USL Super League action. The inaugural season has not disappointed, and today two sides that are really competing to make a statement in year one. Be a Brooklyn FC kickoff to get us underway in the second half. All eyes on Jacqueline Metz with the whistle. And that is the whistle. We are underway. 45 minutes remain as Brooklyn FC look to battle back against Dallas Trinity, who just played so well in the first 45 minutes on home soil. Metz with a quick whistle as knocked down was Tamara, the Brazilian. Nicknamed Bolt, has really had an impact on her first start here today.
We sure do see why she is nicknamed Bolt. She has been flying up and down that right flank. She's caused the Brooklyn defenders a lot of trouble.
Here is Bolt flicking it on. You can see a Dallas Trinity halftime substitution. Deborah Abiodun exited the field. She was replaced by Gracie Bryan. Some of that perhaps because of the yellow card. As Grabias, her cross is blocked away. Abiodun in her second start got that yellow card, and also did have a slight injury concern, so I think it's a smart move by Pauline McDonald, where defensive midfield is such a key component to beating Brooklyn.
And she just wants to keep that momentum going. I mean, it was a brilliant first half by Dallas.
Jess Silva continues to be frustrated with some of the dubious calls that go against her. Thornton.
They're in a tough environment, right? They're in the Cotton Bowl. We can hear the band. We can hear everybody.
Lancaster splits it to Bolt. Bolt is through on goal. Great work by Sam Kroger combining with Purcell.
Kroger really able to get back and alter Bolt's shot so she cannot get a clean look at goal.
Dallas Trinity coming out the sharpest of the two sides in the attacking third. Possession did in the end become far more equal. Dallas Trinity at parts of that game had 60+%, now 53%. The home side is shading it. They're trying to find their footing in the match, and they will do so here. Dispossessed, an important stab tackle away. It's Jenna Weinbrenner with the defensive efforts. Ball is crossed in under the bar. Madison White, safe hands.
Like the early cross in, early ball in, but just a little too easy for White to grab there.
Madison White playing in her 14th Super League game. So two-handed push is called. Fairly obvious foul coming in from behind by Kelsey Hill. Can't have too many complaints, the Brooklyn FC captain there. Brooks, the big switch to Ubagagu. First touch is good. Ubagagu has Lancaster ahead of her, goes herself. Ubagagu lays off the pass. And the shot just dragged wide off of the boots of Amber Brooks.
And credit Amber Brooks for starting this play here. She's the one who sent it nice and wide to Ubagagu. And then Dallas is unable to finish their combo play for a quality shot.
Splitting pass, looking to find Bolt. She's unable to do so. Stay up to date with the USL Super League. Sign up for the Super newsletter. Get news about your favorite team and stories from around the league delivered directly to your inbox weekly. Sign up at uslsuperleague.com/newsletter. Interesting to be a fly on the wall of the Brooklyn FC locker room. They have had some tough matchups lately. Obviously a pair of draws most recently, but no sorts of adversity quite like this one. Gaziano overhits the pass, and Christine Huber just feels like it's more of the same from the visitors at the moment.
It's kind of how it's been all day, just the misconnections in the final third. Normally, I mean, especially the beginning of the season, the beginning of the fall season, I mean, Gaziano and George, they were all just comboing together. They were so fast on the counterattack. So are you looking at a team like Dallas Trinity, who's added new players, where Brooklyn kind of has the same crew they've always had?
You have to wonder if that familiarity helped Pauline McDonald prep for the side she was facing in Brooklyn versus so many uncertainties with Dallas Trinity and the new faces that it's harder to figure out tactics for.
And I'm sure that had a lot to do with it as well. Dallas seems to come with new energy, right? We've talked to a few different coaches. What did they do during that break? A lot of them reloaded, some rested, some added players like Dallas did, and that could really propel them.
Jess Silva said the break was lovely because she's not used to being able to spend Christmas with family. It was good for the players, but it was also difficult. It's a unique league that is doing things differently. There are pros and there is some things you have to adjust to getting used to.
Yeah, the Brooklyn side, you know, the team went to Italy and they were able to play in Italy. They had too much pasta slowing them down a little bit, too much carbs.
They all look absolutely in shape, Christine Huber. Here's Missimo. As a late foul is called, and we'll see Jacqueline Metz go to her cards. It's Cameron Lancaster, the player that was clattered. Yellow card shown to Ali Pantuso. Again, centre back being on a yellow card makes for a lot of work for Ali Pantuso in her decision making for the remaining 40 minutes.
Yeah, here she just came in a bit too late and just clipped the back end.
It's another set piece opportunity for Brooklyn. Ubagagu will serve this in, and it's too easily picked up from a Brooklyn perspective by Niku Purcell.
Still don't see a spark yet for Brooklyn. You know, they're playing pretty flat.
Be interesting to see how long of a leash Jess Silva gives this side and when she might deem it necessary to look to her bench. Take a look at the stats right now. It's Dallas with 6 shots, 2 on target. Both have found the back of the net, but the concern for Jess Silva is that they haven't recorded a shot on target as of yet.
Which is just not like Brooklyn at all. I mean, offensively, I mean, they have just done so well all year long.
This is a side in Brooklyn that has scored 20 goals this season and is just 1 win away from a double-digit win column. 10 wins, no other side is there yet. Fort Lauderdale, though, knocking on that door at 8, and that has to be part of Jeff Silver's mindset too now. Fort Lauderdale United, with all their momentum, Jasmine Hamid on fire, you can't let that gap of 4 points slip further.
And we're just over halfway through the full season, right? We finished the fall, teams are just starting out with their spring. There's still a lot of time left.
Long ball over the top, looking to unleash Bolt, unable to do so. Marcel bolted out to get things started right away.
And what we've talked to a lot of the coaches about is the parity in the league. Any day, the bottom of the table can beat the top of the table. You're looking right now at Lexington sitting in what was 8th place, jumped up a few hours ago, but was 8th place, ties Brooklyn.
Parity obviously makes for a very exciting league where you never know what's going to happen. And I'll be honest, I don't think there's many that would have predicted a 2-0 lead at this point in the game for Pauline McDonald's side. But I have to think Pauline McDonald is one of those that would have backed her players 1,000,000% of the way. The physical duel, this time waved away, as Brooks picks up her head and drives forward. Brooks caught by a recovery challenge. Wasn't happy that nobody let her know. Grabias, outside of the boot pass, too easily intercepted by Davison. Brooks again. All the way back to Madison White in goal. And a quiet night for Madison White. She has had a couple of good grabs underneath her crosses, but hasn't been called upon for an actual credited save, as Bolt causing havoc, driving down the throat of the back line, and Scarps will see a yellow card.
We talked about this matchup all night long. Bolt versus Scarps. And Scarps has her hands full just with how fast Bolt is.
Take another look at Leah Scarpelli's moment that leads to the yellow card. She knew exactly what was coming. Here is that run from Bolt.
I mean, what else are you going to do? You know, once Bolt turns the corner, once she gets just a little bit in front of you, even if she's behind you, she's going to get in front of you, and the acceleration she has with the ball at her feet is like no other.
Tamara, a Brazilian superstar in the making. The resulting free kick is played. Tamara. It's great footwork. The strike is blocked away off of Pantuso. Sheriff will chase. Sheriff will get there. Dana Sheriff can't get onto the resulting heavy touch. Christine, it feels like Brooklyn is getting frustrated. We're seeing a few fouls out of frustration versus fouls out of necessity.
Very frustrating, I'm sure. Again, they're just not creating those connections. A lot of misconnections. They're not able to combo. They're not working together.
Cleared away by Pickard, but only as far again as Dallas Trinity's midfield. Tamara, beaten by Grabias, but a great piece of footwork by Julia Dorsey. Even better switch. Ubagagu loses it in the light, but is able to recover. Chioma Ubagagu. Ubagagu trying to round the defensive Pickard, off of the boot of Pantuso, and almost snuck into her own goal. Marcel had it covered.
We'll see this play again. I mean, just such fancy footwork by Ubagagu, just able to cut multiple times.
Just corner number 3 for Dallas Trinity. In to the back post. Thornton, 1 times. Bolt is there. Great goalkeeping by Niku Purcell. And those are the moments where you see why Emma Hayes selected her for her futures captain.
Exactly it right there. She times that at the highest point of her jump, knowing that her hands are going to be up higher than Bolt.
George's pass is blocked away by Brooks. Massimo. Brooks again. Brooks just distributing to Ubagagu. Such great passing range as Ubagagu tries to break the high line. To stay informed about all things Super League, visit uslsuperleague.com for all the latest information, analysis, and insight into the league. George, back to goal. Jump forward to Sheriff. Ubagagu defending hard. She's double teamed and still finds her way through, but she has stayed down after that collision. Gemma Ubagagu is not a player Dallas Trinity can afford to lose.
No, I mean, she's been excellent today.
She did miss a couple of games earlier on in the season due to injury. Back to her feet, but gingerly. Grabias for Brooklyn now. Grabias cutting around the defense of Tamara, fellow Brazilian. It's George just trying to pick up any position she can on the pitch to get more touches. We'll see Brooklyn FC getting ready to make some changes. Jess Silva knows she doesn't have as much time left anymore at the hour mark. It'll be Emily Yapel joining Hope Breslin coming in to the play. Mackenzie Pluck is exiting the field. She wasn't able to replicate the goal-scoring prowess of 2 games ago, and Mackenzie George as well. It was a tough night, Christine, for Mackenzie George. Just couldn't find the service.
Just not her day at the office. You know, it's tough, right? Because George is one of those very fast players as well. But if you're going to play against someone who's equal or faster than you, you kind of don't have your advantage anymore. And they just couldn't seem to find and get her the ball.
Chiamoma getting into a little bit of a piece of conflict with Sasha Pickard.
It's a little friendly conversation.
Banter, right? Take another look at what led to that heated moment.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of hard to go anywhere without both your arms.
Service will come in. Madison White will get up, and Madison White will make it hers. It's been 2 good goalkeeping performances. I think Niku Purcell would have wanted the first goal back. But other than that, 2 goalkeepers that are very different in their styles of play, but both very good at coming to claim balls and make them theirs.
And on that first goal, Purcell was really blocked by her defender and had to react so late to it.
So tough as a goalkeeper when you get that close. Tamara trying to test Purcell again. This time not able to get onto her header. Brooks will hustle. She doesn't keep it in, but from Amber Brooks, that's the kind of hustle you want from your captain. Dallas Trinity getting ready to make another adjustment. It's Celie Strawn, the youngster, coming in to play. Has already scored in the Super League, just 17 years of age. This will be her 11th appearance in the league. She replaces Tamara, aka Bolt. Good first start for Tamara Bolt today.
It really was. And even if she didn't get a goal, she was still able to make an impact. She put the Brooklyn defense under a lot of pressure.
Celie Strawn, a very different player profile to Tamara, but such an exciting product at just 17 years of age. And again, credit goes to the USL Super League for their Academy initiative and their ability to keep their eligibility. Swinging cross goes in, header and a huge save. It's a massive save by Madison White.
What a great save here by Madison White. And Pantuso puts it on target, but White quick enough to react, keep that one out of the goal frame.
Preserving the clean sheet, but now having to pop up and defend the corner. So good service in, headed away. Well defended by Dallas Trinity. And Strawn will chase. Pickett puts it back into an area. Brooks wins the header. It's volleyed all the way through to Purcell in goal. Long searching pass. Grabias won't keep that one in. Dallas Trinity FC fans want the inside scoop? Sign up for our newsletter to receive the latest news, merchandise, promotions, and exclusive updates. Scan the QR code now to join. That save is so important for Madison White because you have to feel if Brooklyn FC get a goal with 25 minutes left in the match, it's a change to their momentum and the wind in their sails.
It's a lot of time left for them to score 1 goal, even 2 goals. This Brooklyn side knows how to score.
I do feel right now like that goal has brought the visitors plenty of confidence, as chasing that one down was Emily Yapel. Yapel, one of the first subs to come in for Jess Silver's side. Hasn't scored yet in the Super League, the 22-year-old. Pantuso. Forward to Grabias. Thornton controls. Lancaster is knocked down on the halfway line. It will be a free kick. Will be another set piece for Dallas Trinity.
Little discussion here, I think, as we have a injured player for Brooklyn trying to walk it off.
It will be Leah Scarpelli coming out of the field. Looks like she's in some pain now, so she'll get checked up on. She's replaced by Samantha Rosette. Sam Rosette, such an experienced player at 27 years of age. From the area. Talks so highly about what it means to represent Brooklyn. So you're going to bring in a player when you're losing to fight for you. Sam Rosette is the perfect player to choose.
We love the stories of now players being able to return to their hometown, home area, and play in front of friends and family every week.
That's what USL Super League does by creating 8 more professional teams and many more to come in the future for women's soccer players to thrive and play at home. Rosette underhits the pass. Garziano's able to recover. And here's Kroger. Rosette, first touch a little heavy. Brooks pokes it away. Trinity and Pauline McDonald right now. It's all about controlling the pace of the game, and they're doing a great job. Lancaster couldn't get behind the challenge of Rosette, but if she does get onto the loosely passed ball. Lancaster crosses it back post, Ubagagu, Thornton! From 5 yards out, Ali Thornton adds magic number 7. And they don't get luckier than that.
That could be the easiest finish of Thornton's career. And everyone was looking around, waiting for that offside flag. No flag to be found.
It's okay, Pauline McDonald, you can smile. Hiding from the cameras, but there is no doubt that she will be elated. And the goal starts with Lancaster, who's already on the score sheet.
Yeah, Lancaster doing an excellent job with that service in. And Brooklyn just not tight on their marks whatsoever. If they got caught out or not expecting this cross in, and honestly, I don't think Brooklyn was expecting the speed and pace that Dallas has brought today. I don't think anybody was, because this is a different Dallas side than what we've seen.
In the first two editions of this matchup, Dallas Trinity failed to score, and now they have 3 goals. Ali Thornton pushes her way up the Golden Boot race and is now tied with second with who else but Jasmine Hamid. And there's still plenty of game left to be had. Ubagagu, goal and assist. We'll give her that assist, right?
Sure.
Was it a shot or a cross, Christine?
She saved it, right? Because if she's not doing a diving save with her legs to keep that ball in, it's going out of bounds and there is no goal. So 100% give her that assist. Ubagagu was the one who saved it, passed it, probably.
And Thornton does it again! And Ubagagu adds assist number 2, and they both found Ali Thornton. A venomous strike, and Dallas Trinity, the party continues. They've got goal number 4.
This is absolutely unbelievable. This Dallas Trinity team is on fire right now. Thornton adding another goal, another assist for Ubagagu. They're just firing on all cylinders. She's able to beat the double team. Thornton, calm, collective, nice inside of the foot, bends it to the far post. Purcell can barely even react to it.
It's a party in Dallas right now. The Cotton Bowl is buzzing, and Dallas Trinity aren't taking their foot off the gas. Strawn. Ali Thornton pushes herself into the solo second spot in the Golden Boot race with that goal. Jasmine Hamid drops to 3rd.
And by no means do we want to say this is a major upset, right? Dallas is 4th place, Brooklyn is 1st place, so it's an upset. But the thing is, how are you scoring 4 goals and on top of it shutting out Brooklyn? That's the craziness, just a shocker.
And I think it's the breaking of the momentum as well. The momentum that Brooklyn had, unbeaten since October. And this is the most goals that Brooklyn have allowed in a game. Defensively, they're usually very tight. Today, you look at that 4th goal, there's going to be a lot of questions for Jess Silver about the way that her side have defended.
I would not want to be in the film room if I was Brooklyn to watch this game. Burn it, throw it out.
See if they can get a consolation here. Grabias. Grabias chips it forwards. It's recovered by Rosette. Gaziano. Here's Missimo. Missimo playing it down the channel for Thornton. She's on a hat trick. Pantuso defends. Ali Thornton trying to round Pantuso. Didn't have the real estate to do so. Two goals in the first half, 2 goals in the second half for Dallas Trinity, has them with the 4-goal lead. Rosette. Switch pass is read really well out the back by Dallas Trinity. It's Dorsey with the step, Rosette with the recovery. And maybe this is one that Jess Silver decides to, instead of focusing too hard on the film, just erase, because it does feel like an anomaly in Brooklyn's season. As Strawn plays it forwards for a chasing Lancaster. Purcell was there ahead of her. Rosette not on the same page with Sheriff. Sheriff finds Grabias, who drags her shot wide. Be a double substitution for Brooklyn FC as Sama Amani comes in, the Moroccan international. 9 caps for the Moroccan national team. Cas Elmer, the English native. Elmore will come on to the field. Grabias. Last action in the game will be that slice shot, and Jess Garziano also exits. And Jess Garziano, we're always talking about the way that she plays, but just didn't get on the ball enough today for Jess Silver's side.
And I would say credit Dallas's defense for that. I mean, that's really what it is. She didn't have the time and space that she's had in other games. Same with George. They didn't get the touches today.
Strawn to Thornton. To Dorsey. Square ball to Kroger. Kroger, outside pass to the oncoming Amani. Amani takes an awkward deflection, and again, Madison White looking to preserve that clean sheet.
She hasn't been tested too much today at all.
Talk about her not being tested as of yet. Brooklyn just 1 shot on target today. It's Lancaster to Strawn. Strawn rushes a little bit, but she'll get a second chance now. Celie Strawn, 17 years of age. Find some space ahead of Pickard. Recycles to Dorsey. Good first touch from Dorsey. Strawn just not on the same page with the movement. Be a double substitution coming for Dallas Trinity now. Lucy Shepherd coming in alongside Sierra Hinson. Coming out of the action now. It was a fantastic matchup for Cameron Lancaster in her first start. She'll take a well-deserved rest, and Chioma Ubagagu as well with a goal and 2 assists on the evening. So a great night at the office for Ubagagu. And when you have the 4-0 lead, a great opportunity for Pauline McDonald to rotate and see what other players can do.
And especially with so many players that have been added to this squad during the break.
Madison White looking to preserve her 6th shutout on the season, which would tie her with Meg McClelland with the Carolina Ascent. Madison White, no stranger to a shutout. Ellie Thornton earns the free kick. Pantuso whistled for it. Jenna Weinbrenner waiting to serve this ball long. Weinbrenner drives her foot through it. Brooks heads it forwards. Shepherd chasing. Lucy Shepherd able to get it back to Julia Dorsey. Madison White with a rare blooper there as it rolled under her foot. She was able to respond quick enough. Brooklyn, though, able to dispossess. Kroger couldn't find the right pass, and it's not been a night for Sam Kroger in terms of the distribution. But yet again, Christine, it's less about the player and more against the defense that they're playing against.
We've just been saying it all night. Brooklyn's not able to make connections in the final third. It's between the lines, the midfield line and the forward line. There's been no connections.
Breslin. Weinbrenner. And up to Thornton. Thornton dispossessed. Brooklyn trying to find an opportunity, carving out a chance. White's off her line, huge save A kick save away by Madison White.
That looked like such a clinical finish, and Madison White, last second, able to kick her leg to stop it.
Sometimes when it's going right, everything is going right.
Ball is bouncing all Dallas's way tonight.
Purcell, launch it forwards. A wayward pass goes straight to Shepherd. Here's Mizimo. Mizimo rounding the tired back line of Brooklyn. Mizimo! 5 times a charm for Brooklyn FC. Lexi Mizimo gets on the score sheet, adds her second goal in the Super League, and Dallas Trinity just can't stop scoring.
The home side is loving this goal from Mizimo. Haven't seen her score yet tonight. She was ready. She just took on 4 or 5 Brooklyn defenders and was able to create enough space to get this shot off.
Get another look at this in the tired defense of Brooklyn FC. Can't keep up with Mizimo.
But Purcell able to get a hand on it, but just not enough. A hand and a little bit of foot. And even for some reason, if that was kept out, you had Shepherd right on the doorstep, ready to put it in.
Trinity FC scored a goal. Number 10, Lexi Mizimo in the 80th minute.
I think that the Cotton Bowl was full today. Every single one in attendance is going to be buying a ticket for the next home game. And not only that, they're going to be telling all their friends the place they need to be for Super League action is the Cotton Bowl. Cross comes in over the top of everybody. Amani. To Strawn. And all the way back through the defense of Weinbrenner. Laid up by Davison. Now it's a game of keep away with 10 minutes remaining, and Christine, been a player at a high level, and for Brooklyn players, how do you keep on fighting?
Yeah, at this point, you just want to work on the little victories. These next few minutes, get the shutout, try and get another goal, or get a goal, I should say, because they haven't got many looks at all. We have different players in for Brooklyn now. They need to show that they can play. They want to work hard.
It's good to see Jess Silver and our coaching staff still very vocal with their team, urging them to keep fighting, keep trying. And I think it's that crest right now that you represent Brooklyn and you need to fight, no matter how tough it is being in such a huge discrepancy, that you want to fight for the club that you represent.
And at this point, right, not even fighting for yourself, but fighting for the club, fighting for your teammates, still going to work hard. These are professional athletes. They see the score line. They're not going to come back and win, but they still have to work hard, try and get another goal, at least ruin Dallas's shutout.
Hinson tried to find Shepherd, unable to do so, as Kroger controls in the middle. Hinson, though, is able to dispossess. As this game stands, the biggest discrepancy between two sides. We have seen a 7-goal game, but the other side scored. So for Dallas Trinity, this right now is a statement victory.
Oh, it really is. And, you know, it is the #1 team. Dallas is putting a smackdown on #1 Brooklyn. Just nothing we thought or anybody thought would happen today.
Allie Thornton is going to
take
her moonlight walk. It has been quite the performance from Allie Thornton with her 2 goals. She'll be replaced by Natalie Wagner.
All smiles there. Have a day, Allie Thornton. Brilliant job.
Wagner comes in to make her debut. Just 17 years of age, Natalie Wagner Yet again, showing the Dallas Trinity player profile and ability to get young players into the mix in the USL Super League. Dorsey ready to take the throw, and it's such a strange feel of a game now because
what are you going to do?
It's lost the competitive element, and now the pace of the game has slowed.
But you know what? If you're Brooklyn right now, you're going to lick your wounds. You're going to gather yourselves, get back to New York. They're playing at home next week. Their first game at Coney Island. I know they're excited to play there. They're a little upset they couldn't play there in the fall. Brooklyn's excited. Like, it's going to be an atmosphere to play on Coney Island. I mean, what a thrilling, exciting event that's going to be. So that's what Brooklyn's going to have to look forward to now. Focus, get everything together, and get ready to win at home.
Yapel starts it back with Pickard. Back to Yapel. Phase of possession for Brooklyn FC, who, as you mentioned, licking their wounds right now. Hill, slightly overhit pass. Davison will be able to clear it up ahead of Reset, but she takes a stumble. Reset, driven cross, strike from distance over the crossbar. Don't miss out, Trinity fans. Join the team just over 3 weeks from now, our next home match. It's Pups at the Pitch, so bring your furry friends to the Cotton Bowl on April 2nd as we take on DC Power FC. Get your tickets now for both you and your pup by scanning the QR code and by sending an email to tickets@DallasTrinityFC.com. I wonder if the pups will get 5 goals to celebrate.
Pups on the pitch. I love it.
The foul is called. You see the tempo now as Amani, one of those subs, wanting to show head coach Jess Silver that she deserves more minutes in future matchups. Downward foot away from Trinity, clears it. It's Shepherd. Back to Brooks. Starting things all the way back in the defensive line. It's like a game of keep away right now for Dallas Trinity, enjoying the ball. Shepherd will chase down. Purcell, ball control. Just over 4 minutes plus stoppage time remaining. As Pickard resets. Games don't get much harder than Fort Lauderdale United coming up as well. So a good opportunity in terms of setting the tone and bouncing back. But Fort Lauderdale United, a team that has a lot of momentum, it won't be easy.
Another team that's scoring just a lot of goals. Jasmine Hamid leading the way.
And then, guess what? Brooklyn FC and Dallas Trinity again. So these sides will face each other Wednesday, March 19th. And outside of the boot pass will go into the hands of Purcell. So it won't be long for Brooklyn FC to get another opportunity to try and make up for this defeat. There's some fantastic work from the 17-year-old Wagner. Wagner headed down by Shepherd. Purcell quickest to come grab it. But Wagner at 17 years old on her debut is certainly letting Pauline McDonald know of her existence. Next up for Dallas Trinity, Lexington away. Lexington high flying after their victory over DC Power. Here's Strawn. Strawn squares the ball. Shepherd! Lucy Shepherd joins in on the fun.
Dallas Trinity is just looking absolutely amazing right now. They're having their complete way with the #1 team in the Super League.
They're lining up right now for Dallas Trinity FC. To get another look at the goal, it's the hard work from Celie Strong. And so mature to pick her head up and cross it back post. Great work from the 17-year-old, and then the 26-year-old English woman, Lucy Shepherd, gets her first goal in the Super League since arriving from the English Championship.
And that's just a perfect ball. Put across the 6-yard line, put it across the goal mouth, low and hard. The keeper is already protecting their near post. They're completely out of position, and you just get a wide open goal. It's a high scoring probability, and Dallas has done it tonight.
You got to feel for Niku Purcell conceding 6 goals, and the stats don't make for great reading for a goalkeeper. 12 shots, 6 on target, 6 goals for Dallas Trinity. But it's less about the goalkeeper and more about the level of chance. They've been unsavable mostly.
Yeah, they've been easy goals right on the doorstep. I wouldn't blame Purcell for any of them. It was just lots of breakdowns in the midfield. I think the speed and pace of Dallas was too much for the outside defenders of Brooklyn. And from an offensive standpoint, this is exactly what's been happening. The midfielders get the ball from Brooklyn, and they're not connecting with the forwards.
White booms it forwards. Shepherd.
There will be a minimum of 2 minutes of added time in the second half.
We've had 2 new goal scorers right now, so that takes Dallas Trinity miles above the others when it comes to individual goal scorers as well. So our opening graphic of goal scorers as Hinson has space to burn. Shepherd on the square, Mizimo on the square, Mizimo. Purcell saves, Shepherd goes to ground, appeals for a penalty. Don't know if you get that one in a 6-0
It just seemed a bit awkward
game.
to me. It just fell an awkward way. That should have been a put away for Mizimo. She almost had too much time, too much space, and overthought it. Nobody home on the back doorstep there, and a few minutes left, and Dallas is not letting go at all. Foot on the gas pedal.
See what Brooklyn can do in the last minute of stoppage time. Was just 2 minutes given from our 4th official, so less than a minute remaining. I think what's really exciting for this Dallas Trinity forward line as well is the fact that players are scoring and assisting. It just is a team effort, Christy.
And you can see that by the balls they're putting across the box, right? We've seen so many players take shots at bad angles. Just statistically and probability is just not there. You've got to go statistically where are your highest chances to score. Dallas today, they found it.
And the final whistle blows on what has been an emphatic afternoon at the Cotton Bowl. 6-0, Dallas Trinity FC beats the league-leading Brooklyn FC. Jessica Cham and Christine Huber. It has been a remarkable match.
Colin McDonald has to be happy with her squad, with her crew today. They executed this perfectly, put away their chances, and on top of scoring 6 goals, they get the clean sheet.
Well, Dallas Trinity FC hadn't scored against Brooklyn before. They've done it 6 times today. Halftime action coming up next at kickoff.
We can't wait to welcome not only you, but also our furry friends back to
Welcome back to full time from the Cotton Bowl. It's a party for Dallas Trinity FC, 6-0 victory over Brooklyn FC. We're now joined by Ali Thornton, who had 2 goals and an assist on the night. Ali, congratulations. What changed tonight? 2 matches against Brooklyn, no goals. Tonight, 6.
Yeah, I think for us as a team, everything just kind of clicked today. I think we've made some really great progress in training the last couple weeks, and we've brought in some great new players for this half of the season. And I think today, just everything came together and our hard work paid off, and the result reflected that.
Talk about the play today, and more importantly, the connections between the midfielders and forwards, which obviously led to a lot of goals.
Yeah, I think that's been a big focus of ours the last couple weeks, is just working on the relationship between the midfielders and the strikers. And of course, those relationships take a little bit longer when you bring in new players. And I think the cohesion is finally starting to click. But yeah, today was great and we celebrate it, but one is not enough. So we keep pushing forward.
And on that note, Lexington away is coming up next. How do you ground yourself as a team after a result like this?
Yeah, of course. I think tonight you celebrate, and tomorrow you kind of regroup. And when the training week starts on Tuesday, you focus on the good, you focus on the bad, and you concentrate on what can be better to keep getting those same results.
Well, Ali Thornton, congratulations. Go enjoy this moment with your fans and the team.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
That was Ali Thornton. 2 goals and an assist on the night. Let's look at the entire highlight package. I'm surprised there's time with the amount of goals we've had today, Christine.
So many goals. 6 goals in total. And this is how it started. Missimo able to make this pass to Hubugagu with the finish. And it was the 5th minute.
An early start for Dallas Trinity, and they would have to wait all the way until stoppage time of the first half. It was Lancaster during her first start slotting this one home.
And I love this finish. It was 2 headers and then her head goal that led to her touch to finish it.
Ali Thornton would get her first goal of the night in the 68th minute here.
And right here, Ubugagu just keeping that ball alive. A sliding save, keep it in bounds. And it's got to be Thornton's easiest finish of her career.
And just 2 minutes later, it will be the Ubagagu-Thornton connection yet again. Ubagagu serving it on a platter for Thornton.
Both of these players had their way with the Brooklyn team today. They were not under much pressure at all, and it was they made it look very easy to score.
79th minute, Lexi Missimo added a goal to her assist from earlier on.
Missimo playing in front of the home crowd, able to get this one, just a little bit of space she had, and she was able to sneak it by herself.
Now you see how close Lucy Shepherd was to that one? Well, guess what? She got her own goal right here, Celie Strawn with the assist.
And it's her turn now. This is a perfect ball across the 6-yard line. So hard as a goalkeeper to adjust and get your angle, and it's a wide open net.
Well, that's how it looked on the video. Here's how it looked with the numbers. 15 shots for Dallas Trinity, 8 of them on target. It's a pretty good conversion rate.
I mean, just complete statistic overload for Dallas Trinity. A different squad since last week even. They looked unbelievable.
Brooklyn unable to get a goal on the evening. A disappointing afternoon for the league's top team. Well, it has been quite the afternoon at the Cotton Bowl. Dallas Trinity setting the tone with a 6-0 victory over Brooklyn FC. For Jessica Charman, Christine Huber, and our entire crew, it has been a pleasure bringing you USL Super League on Peacock. Keep watching Super League, supporting the league, because there is so much more action to come for the rest of the season.